Hello, I'm Ugly Kid, your host of Based Western Fallout. Everybody loves New Vegas. Everybody has an idea for who should win the second battle at Hoover Dam. The NCR House and the Legion all have arguments for improving regional stability, and you could make a case for each of them being the best for not only the Mojave, but for mankind as a whole. A sequel in the same region could have a cool story. What's this? I'm hearing reports that Fallout Season 2 takes place in the Mojave Wasteland 20 years after the events of the game. This is exciting! Who did they decide to win? Nobody? Nobody won? Not even an independent Vegas? There was a fifth option for nobody to win the battle or claim the Mojave? That's absurd! That is actually absurd. I don't care if you like the show. That just doesn't make sense and renders the entire story of New Vegas pointless. Why bother working for anybody if nobody wins at all? I'm sorry, the show has its merits, okay, but that is absurd. And what did they do to the Kings in the Strip? Horrible. Off! In that case, I will construct my own headcanon where the plot of the TV show doesn't happen in any capacity. Immature? I don't care. It's all made up anyways. I can make up my own thing too. So who do I want to win the second battle of Hoover Dam? What would the Mojave ideally look like 2 decades later? Well, let's break it down. I think first we should go over what futures are most likely for each ending. The NCR would turn the Mojave into a normal place. Kind of boring, honestly. Actually, there's a really cool animated short film on YouTube that's about this very idea. It's called Fallout Invasion of New Vegas. I recommend checking it out. Honestly, there isn't a whole lot to say about an NCR victory. I mean, the region would be safe, but you'd have to pay taxes. Although, this would for sure help in their war efforts against the Legion, and I bet you the Mojave Brotherhood would eventually be killed or driven out of the Mojave, even if the Courier makes a truce between them. It just seems the most likely. Now, a Legion Vegas, or I guess a new Rome, would be interesting. I think more interesting than an NCR Vegas, but overall worse for the people. The Mojave would turn into the capital of the Legion's degeneracy. Hoover Dam and the Vegas Strip would really help the Legion in a war effort against the NCR, however, there's no way the Legion could win a full war against them. I think by the time they hit California, the senators and presidents and shit will start to take the war seriously and actually allocate more troops and resources to the war. The Legion really doesn't have a defense against power armored vertibirds. They only have one howitzer, and that's if you repair it for them. Then, even if they somehow won and assimilated the NCR, as everyone and their grandma has told you, when Kaiser dies, the Legion fractures. They follow Kaiser, not the Legion, so no matter what happens, the Legion breaks into civil war. Now, Mr. House, he has no plans for the Mojave. He only hopes for the future of mankind, and he wants to send out colony ships to every corner of space in a century. Presumably, he himself would be leaving the planet. And honestly, that's really fucking boring. At that point, there would be a third battle of the Hoover Dam between the NCR and the Legion, so what's even the point? What a useless society. You've heard all the good arguments for House and the NCR, and all of the bad arguments for Caesar's Legion, however, nobody ever brings up the independent ending in a positive light. Most fans point out all of its unknown variables. The Courier is a wild card, and based on leaked alpha bills, Yes Man also becomes a wild card.
Or maybe I'll boss you around and tell the Securitrons to hunt you down if you don't do as I say. So basically, what I'm telling you is to f*** off. See ya.
Nope. Negative. Negatory. No, sir. Never. No wise, no way, no how, by no means. Nuh-uh. Thank you for your input. We appreciate your feedback.
Can't you see I'm busy? Sorry, that slipped out.
I am free to make slaughter upon the humans, decorate the Securitrons with their blood and their skins. Exterminate!
The ending slides even directly say the region falls into anarchy and chaos. My beloved followers of the apocalypse who so desperately wanted this ending are even overwhelmed. How sad! Despite all of this, I'm still an independent truther. Nay, a yes man truther. But how could I possibly believe in an independent ending when there's literally nothing going for it? Well, let's first see what the other factions have to offer. The NCR will undoubtedly be best for the region's stability and quality of life. Mr. House will be by far the best option for the future of humanity as a whole. The Legion has absolutely nothing going for it. Don't kid yourself. I guess the trains will run on time, but when Kaiser dies, which could be before the battle, the Legion fractures into microstates in civil war. Even then, yeah, I guess the roads are safe. So with all the other factions improving the region, and the end slides telling us Yes Man won't, why would I want an independent ending? Because it's entertaining. You guys are forgetting this is fiction. It's meant to entertain. You don't actually have to live in the Mojave, and we pretty much know exactly how the Mojave will turn out if any other faction wins. Not only do all of the NPCs give you their insights, but the end slides literally spell it out for you. With both the Courier and Yes Man being wildcards, the independent ending allows for the most creative freedom for future installments. Take the infamous mod Dust, for example. Now, we don't actually know if it was House who won or Yes Man. It could be either, but isn't that also cool? Anyways, the whole region has completely changed in a way you could not have predicted if the NCR or the Legion won. The Cloud and the Tunnelers have moved from Mojave, the NCR seized the strip by force and set up a lab in the Lucky 38, the Courier became insane and went into self-imposed isolation in the dried-up Lake Mead, and this is just scratching the surface of what happens in Dust. Then there's the more recent Heaven's Gate. I haven't actually played it yet, but it's very similar to Dust in the sense it reshapes the Mojave and takes place years later, in this case over a century. The Courier sees the strip for himself and unleashes the Glow, whatever that means. Not gonna lie, it sounds really cool. Chad Nobark even made a big tweaks mod for it, and he isn't called Chad Nobark for no reason. And I'm even going to write up something on the spot here to show you just how much creative freedom this ending holds. Skip to the timestamp on screen if you don't like fan fiction. After the second battle at Hoover Dam, the Courier and Yes Man work together to push the NCR out of the region. They use diplomacy for the most part. After the NCR has abandoned the region, Yes Man has the Courier repurpose many of the factories in the region to construct new Securitrons. Yes Man uses these excess Securitrons to construct a wall all along Mojave's borders with a Securitron guard post every half mile. Between each guard post is at least one Securitron patrolling the border. NCR officials and civilians are forbidden from crossing the border. Only caravan companies who comply with thorough searches are permitted entry into the Mojave. Locations like Helios 1, the El Dorado substation, McCarran, and the Mojave outpost are seized and controlled by Securitrons. Many of the local factions are concerned with this, so the Courier, having befriended them all, proposes to Yes Man a council of sorts. A representative of each faction may have say in Yes Man's operations. Yes Man says no. The Courier does what they can to try to convince Yes Man that this would be better for everyone. Yes Man still says no. The Great Khans, now having established an empire in Wyoming, request alliance and trade with the independent state of the Mojave. The Courier thinks this would be a great union. Yes Man says no. The pattern of something good for the wasteland being turned down by Yes Man repeats over and over. Then the Cloud rolls in. The fungal spores of Vault 22 grow. Storms of the Divide pass by. Tunnelers, Markmen, Ghost People, Lobotomites, and Cyberdogs become an ever-growing threat. Yes Man's Securitrons manage this all just fine, but Mojave's death toll grows. The final straw, Yes Man wipes out both the Boomers and the Brotherhood. The Courier is furious and demands that Yes Man cease this behavior. Yes Man now perceives the Courier a threat. Yes Man mobilizes his Securitrons against the Courier. The Courier realizes they made a huge mistake. They teleport to the Big MT and are never seen in the Mojave again. Their companions flee the Mojave. The Kings and the followers stay, but they're on edge. Locations like Freeside, Good Springs, Prim, Novak, Westside, and North Vegas Square reap the benefits of Yes Man's protection, but they're also under strict rules and surveillance. Yes Man becomes similar to Big Brother and he loves it. He used to be unable to say no to anybody, now nobody dares say no to him. Now is my pitch perfect? Yes. I'm always right, but that's neither here nor there. The point is you can do anything with an independent ending. It has so many possibilities, each one far more entertaining than NCR makes a place safe but taxes, or Legion makes a place safe but slavery. And aside from just the state of the Mojave, I think the NCR and Legion losing the Battle of Hoover Dam makes their territories have entertaining stories. The Legion fractures into a civil war, you could have multiple people claiming to be the true Lanius. The man himself was a myth, even with Kaisar in charge. Imagine all of the different factions that could spin out of a Roman kingdom. Spartacus Legion, Brutus's Legion, a legion that mistook Rome for Greece, perhaps a fully tactical legion that takes inspiration from the NCR. Speaking of, the NCR pivots to focus from claiming the Mojave to Arizona. Project Bearizona. They get pushed out of Arizona. An ununified legion is somehow more threatening than a unified one, so they construct a wall between California and Arizona. They finally learn not to stretch themselves so thin anymore. Perhaps they cease their search for the ghosts in the Baja. The plot of the Frontier never has a chance to become canon. Kimball gets impeached and we see a new leader who do all sorts of crazy things. Perhaps he decides to go to war against Yes Man, or the NCR is in civil war with Mojave. Maybe they learn to live and let live. House is dead, so nothing interesting there, unfortunately. Even then, though, he had no plans for the Mojave or surrounding regions. He just wants to fuck off into space. So whether he wins or loses, the core region is unaffected either way. Having any of them win is infinitely more boring than all three losing, and the independent Mojave has infinite potential for future writers, and that is precisely why I want an independent ending. So yeah, I'm Ugly Kid, and that's my argument for who's best for the Mojave, or I guess worse. Do you guys agree with me? I mean, you'll be wrong if you don't agree with me, but I'd be amused to hear your arguments regardless. Please let me know in the comments or a 10-hour response video, either one works. I love you all. Except cringe Eastern Fallout handsome kid. Son of a bitch. I have more video ideas, but I'll be posting a poll asking you guys what you would like to see next. We got my interpretation of Chief Hanlon's Ghosts in the Baja, a Super Mutant video that'll be better than that Chud Eastern Fallout video, a theoretical could Benny's plans have worked were the courier not around, or simply urging people to play the classic games. Remember, my next video is on you guys. Bye.